Hi, I'm Betsy Hamilton reporting on the story of George Washington. On this day, April 30th, 1789, George Washington is being inaugurated as the first President of the United States of America. This is taking place in the beautiful city of New York. He was unanimously elected on February 4th, 1789. We are interviewing random citizens and getting their opinion on George Washington. Our first citizen is Rebecca Path.
I'm glad that George Washington is president. Not that I have a say or anything, being that I am a woman. He made such a fine commander of the Continental Army during the Revolutionary War. Plus, he is a very fine-looking young man. I cannot wait to see what he has in store for our nation.
Our second interview is with Thomas Worthington.
I'm a farmer from Virginia, ho 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 ho, and I was pleased to hear that Washington was elected the first president. He too is from Virginia, so I know he is a trustworthy man who will run this country very well. Ah!
Our last interview is with James King, a citizen from North Carolina.
I'm drying out the wheat that was harvested on the day that George Washington was elected president. I am extremely delighted that George Washington was elected as our first president of the United States. Oh, Washington is such a good man, humble, and everything else that goes along with it. I predict that he will organize the government in a way that will set the standard for many, many generations to come.
CNN has the honor to interview John Adams, runner-up and VP of George Washington. Hello there, John Adams. How do you feel about George Washington being elected as president?
I have a very good feeling about this election, especially for it being the first one. Mr. Washington is a very humble man, and I think that will bring a lot to the Union and this new office. He was very reluctant to take the spot, but I think that now he has embraced his position, he will do a fantastic job.
Yes, and how well do you know George Washington?
We're just trying to get to know each other, but we've dined together a few times, and just through those few times I can see that he's going to be a great officer. He has a very humble heart, and his presidency will be a great one, I'm sure of it.
Well, there you have it, folks. Thank you, Mr. Adams.
You're welcome.
We are showing you live footage of George Washington being inaugurated as the first president of the United States. He is standing on the second-story balcony of Federal Hall in front of a crowd of 10,000 people. Here, you see George Washington standing next to VP John Adams, being sworn in by Chancellor Robert R. Livingston. Now, the newly instated president will be headed to the Senate chamber to deliver his inaugural address. Reporting live on the story of George Washington, I'm Betsy Hamilton. Tune in next week to view the inauguration of our second president, John Adams. John Adams, how do you feel about George Washington being elected?
I think that Washington is a very humble man, and I also think I'm going to do a man's voice. I just decided that. Let's do it one more time.
Man.
I'm going to do a man's
That
voice.
was like you went through puberty.
This is taking place in the beautiful city of New York. He was unanimous